Welcome to the enchanting world of Sheikh Hamdan's fans. Love, to me, is not just about finding a partner to share life's journey. It's about being seen, truly seen, and chosen for who I am. I've had opportunities to settle down, to find someone who would have said yes out of convenience or comfort. But my heart yearns for more. I want to be the one she can't imagine living without. I want her to choose me, not out of obligation, but out of desire. Not just for who I am, but for who I help her become. My memory of the first time I saw her is etched in my mind like a whispered promise. No grand gestures, no sweeping romance. Just a fleeting glance that left an indelible mark on my soul. That fleeting instant is forever etched in my memory, a moment that refused to be forgotten. Something about her lingered, haunting me like a whispered secret. Perhaps it was the infectious joy of her laughter, which seemed to awaken a sense of wonder in the world. Or maybe it was the deliberate way she spoke, as if each word was a precious gem that deserved to be savored. For months, I tried to convince myself that the encounter was insignificant, just a chance meeting with a stranger. But the truth lingered, a gentle hum in the background of my mind, reminding me that our connection was something more. She was the epitome of everything I admired: intelligence, confidence, and a beauty that shone from within. But it was my own heart that betrayed me, racing with an unsettling intensity whenever she was near. It was as if my deepest desires were stirring, refusing to be silenced. Her strength and independence only intensified my fascination. She was a woman who didn't need anyone to complete her, and that realization both thrilled and terrified me. For the first time, I felt the sting of my own insecurity. I yearned to be more than just a convenient option. I wanted to be chosen, to be the one she couldn't imagine living without. There were moments when I thought maybe, just maybe, she saw me the way I saw her. The way her eyes softened when she looked at me, the way she leaned in, just a little closer, when we talked. But then, there were other moments when she seemed distant, lost in a world I wasn't a part of. I never told her how I felt, not because I was afraid of rejection, but because I was afraid of being just another option. Love should never be something you settle for. I wanted her to wake up one day and realize it was me, that I was the one she couldn't imagine living without. So I wait, not because I'm stuck, but because real love shouldn't be forced, it should be chosen. There are nights when I lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if she ever thinks about me the way I think about her. If, in the quiet moments of her day, she ever pauses and feels the weight of my presence, even when I'm not there. Every little thing reminds me of her: a song playing in a cafe, the scent of jasmine in the air, the way the sky looks just before the sun sets. It's ridiculous, really, how the smallest things can bring her back to me like a ghost. I don't own her, not yet, maybe not ever. But I can't stop hoping. There are times when we talk, and I swear there's something there, something unspoken, something waiting to be acknowledged. I see it in the way she looks at me when she thinks I'm not paying attention, in the way she laughs at my stupid jokes, even when they're not funny, in the way she lingers just a second too long when we say goodbye. But then, just as quickly as she pulls me in, she builds walls I can't seem to climb, hides behind polite smiles and careful words. And I wonder, am I imagining it all? Am I just a fool reading too much into something that was never there? I could ask her, I could tell her everything, lay my heart bare and let her decide what to do with it. But that's not what I want. I don't want to force her into an answer she's not ready to give. I want her to choose me, freely and without hesitation. I want to be the one she can't live without. I want her to choose me with unbridled passion, without the weight of expectation or obligation. I yearn for her to surrender to her heart, to succumb to the same all-consuming desire that ravages my soul. So I remain silent, a patient guardian of my heart, waiting for the day when she might see me, truly see me, and claim me as her own. The waiting is a crucible, a fire that refines my love and tests my resolve. There are moments when the ache of longing becomes almost unbearable, when the silence between us seems to stretch out like an endless, desolate sea. Yet I remain steadfast, anchored to the hope that one day, she will choose me, not out of duty or convenience, but because her heart beats for me alone. Some days, I try to convince myself to surrender, to abandon the hope that has held me captive for so long. But love is a persistent ghost, lingering in the shadows of my mind even when I attempt to banish it. It seeps into every aspect of my being, a constant hum of longing that refuses to be silenced. The truth is, I'm not ready to release my grip on this fragile, flickering flame. Not yet. So I observe her from afar, not with the desperation of a lovesick soul, but with the quiet understanding of a man who has come to know her rhythms and cadences. I watch as she navigates the world with a confident stride, her independence a shield that guards her heart. And it's this self-sufficiency that unsettles me the most, the haunting suspicion that she may never need me, that I may forever be relegated to the periphery of her life. She moves through life with a radiant smile, laughing with strangers and living in a world that sometimes feels like a distant horizon to me. I wonder if she ever sees me, truly sees me, the way I see her. Does she notice the way my eyes follow her, the way my heart skips a beat when she speaks my name? In fleeting moments, she surprises me with small, simple gestures that speak volumes. She asks if I've eaten, her voice tinged with genuine concern. She remembers trivial things I've said, holding onto them like precious gems. But just as quickly, she withdraws, leaving me to ponder if I'm just another face in her life, someone who matters but not in the way I yearn to. I don't blame her. Love is a labyrinth, and she's a woman who navigates its twists and turns with caution. So I wait, not out of obligation or fear, but because I want her choice to be genuine, born of a love that echoes my own. Until that day, if it ever comes, I'll continue to love her in silence, hoping that someday she'll hear the whispers of my heart. There are moments when doubt creeps in, when I question the wisdom of waiting. Some days, I convince myself to walk away, to release the weight of uncertainty and free myself from the ache of unrequited love. But then I see her, and my resolve crumbles. The way she looks at me, as if she sees beyond the facade, beyond the unspoken words. The way she lingers, even when there's no need to. The way she finds comfort in my presence, even in silence. And so I stay, not because I'm bound to her, but because I'm drawn to the fire that burns within her. She's a woman unlike any I've ever known, with a quiet strength that refuses to be tainted. She's the kind of woman who embodies self-assurance, who refuses to compromise on her desires. And that's precisely why I must relinquish any desire to control the outcome. If she ever chooses me, I want it to be because she truly beholds me, because she feels an unshakable connection that transcends fleeting emotions. I crave more than mere affection or admiration. I yearn for a profound understanding that resonates deep within her soul. I refuse to be a default option, a safe haven born of convenience rather than genuine passion. I will not settle for being the person she chooses simply because I'm a constant presence in her life. I yearn to be the one she cannot envision her life without, the missing piece that makes her whole. Yet, the waiting is a crucible, a trial by fire that tests my resolve and my heart. There are days when doubt insidiously creeps in, whispering that I am nothing more than a comforting shadow in her life, a presence she leans on but never truly beholds. In those moments, I torment myself with the thought that if she truly wanted me, she would have spoken her heart by now. But then I remind myself that she is a woman of caution, a soul guarded by the walls she has built around herself. Perhaps, just perhaps, she is as afraid as I am, her fears and doubts locked behind the doors of her heart. So I wait, not because I am devoid of choices or uncertain of my own worth. I wait because love is not a game of convenience, a whim to be indulged or discarded at will. Love is a choice, a deliberate and intentional act of the heart. And I am willing to wait, to hold space for her, until she is ready to make that choice. In the stillness of the night, I ponder the what-ifs. What if she had chosen me already? What if I didn't have to wait, wondering where I stood in her heart? My imagination wanders to simple, intimate moments, waking up knowing I was hers, feeling her hand slip into mine without hesitation, hearing her say my name with certainty and love. But for now, these fantasies remain elusive, and all I have are fleeting moments. Moments when she looks at me like I matter, when her laughter feels like it belongs to me, if only for a second. Moments when she confides in me, sharing secrets she doesn't tell anyone else, as if I'm the only one who truly understands her. These moments keep me holding on, tethered to the hope that someday she'll see me, truly see me. Yet, there are other moments, ones that leave me feeling hollow and bereft. Moments when I see her drifting away, caught up in a life that doesn't include me the way I wanted to. When she talks about the future, and I realize I don't know if I'm in it, a pang of uncertainty strikes my heart. I wonder if she knows what she's doing to me, If she realizes that every time she smiles at me, every time she makes me feel special, she's making it that much harder for me to walk away. I'm torn between the desire to hold on and the fear of being nothing more than a comforting presence in her life. She never made me any promises, never said she wanted me the way I want her. Maybe she doesn't even know what she feels, maybe she's as lost as I am. Or maybe, just maybe, I'm nothing more than a familiar face, a comforting shadow in her life. The thought of being her comfort, her safe haven, unsettles me. I don't want to be the one she looks back on and says, I should have loved him. I yearn to be the one she chooses, fully and completely, without hesitation. If that day never comes, if I wake up one morning and realize she'll never see me the way I see her, then I'll have to let go. Not because I want to, but because I deserve to be chosen. Until then, I'll keep waiting, because real love is worth the risk. The waiting feels endless, a quiet ache that never truly fades. But when she's near, it's as if the ache subsides, replaced by a sense of hope. She doesn't know what she means to me, or maybe she does, but she's not ready to face it. I see it in the way she hesitates, the way her words almost spill but never fully fall. I wonder if she's afraid of losing our friendship, afraid of changing something that's been safe and familiar. I understand that fear, but love is always a risk. I'd rather take that risk than spend my life wondering what if. There are times when I think about telling her, laying everything out, stripping away all the uncertainty. But I don't, not because I'm afraid of rejection, but because I want her to come to me on her own. I want her to choose me, not out of obligation, but because she realized she wanted to. So I wait, watching her live her life, seeing the way she interacts with others. I try not to compare, try not to analyze, but it's hard. Every time she looks at me a certain way, every time she gives me one of those rare, soft smiles, I convince myself that maybe, just maybe, she feels it too. As the wall goes up, I'm left wondering if I'm just a spectator in her life. She laughs, changes the subject, and avoids looking too deep. I'm left to ponder if I'm merely a figment of my own imagination. The silence is deafening, a heavy burden that I carry with each passing day. Loving someone in silence is a unique form of suffering. It's a slow, quiet ache that erodes my soul. I often wonder how much longer I can endure this. Perhaps one day I'll reach my breaking point, and the weight of my unrequited love will become too much to bear. But not today. As long as there's a glimmer of hope, a chance that she might choose me, I'll hold on. I'll continue to love her from afar, even if it means shouldering the pain of uncertainty. Some days, I wonder if she's even aware of the weight of my silence. Does she feel the way my heart skips a beat when she says my name? Maybe she does, or maybe she's too caught up in her own thoughts to notice. She's a woman who guards her heart, not because she's cold, but because she's learned the cost of letting people in. I don't want to be just another person who disappoints her. That's why I've never pushed, never forced my feelings upon her. Instead, I wait, watching her navigate the world, wondering if she'll ever stop and see me standing there, not just as a friend, but as someone she wants. People have told me I'm a fool for waiting, that if she truly wanted me, she would have made it clear by now. But love isn't always simple. Feelings don't always come wrapped in certainty. Sometimes, people fight what's in their hearts because they're scared of losing control, scared of getting hurt. Maybe that's where she is. Maybe she's afraid to take that step, to risk what we already have. But the truth is, I don't just want to be her safe haven. I don't want to be the one she turns to only when she needs comfort. I don't want to be the steady presence in the background while she searches for something she doesn't realize is right in front of her. I want to be the one she reaches for, the one she chooses without hesitation. And yet, I'm caught between hope and heartbreak, waiting for a sign, some proof